Hello guys, my name is Patrick and today I'm talking about how to sort data frames in our programming. So when you have a data and you would like to sometimes sort the data or arrange the data in alphabetical or in ascending or descending order, or it can be arranged from alphabetical order or the otherwise. So sometimes, and this is what the video is going to talk about. So we are still going to use the worms data that we are actually talking about. So here I am going to run the data and then view the data, and then we will attach the data to make calling the variable very easy. So I will run it, and I will also run view the data. So we click it and then we view the data and see what the data is. And then I will attach it so that calling the data will be very, very easy. So press the Control plus Enter to run it and then attach the data. So now you see this data right now. Look at the vegetations right here. So we can see the vegetation right here. It starts from grassland. Now, if we want to sort the vegetation data, this is how we are going to run it. So we are going to, okay, so let me tell you. So let's say that we want to sort it. We want to sort the vegetation. So we call the data worms, and then we use the square brackets. Then we say order. We use the order function. And then what are we ordering? Vegetation. So vegetation, and then after that you bring a comma. So this is telling you that we want to order a column for vegetation. So let's run it and see. So when you run it, initially I told you that. So look at the vegetation here. It's initially I told you that it started from grassland, but now after I order it, now it's starting from irregular. So that is how it is done. Another way is we have, let's say we have this area A, right? It starts from 5.1. So let's sort the area and then see how it is going to happen. So by sorting the area, this is very, very simple. You run this code, we sort the area, we call the data, and then we order it under the area. Then you see how it is doing. So after running the data, you can see that the area here is starting from 0.8. And then it goes to 1.5, and then it's going to 1.8. Now let's select another variable. So we want to select the slope. But one thing you should know that is that when you order it, then the observations change. You can see from here that the observation has already changed. So you say this one. You can see that after we order it by area, you see that it started from the 20th observation and it came to 10th. So that is how it's supposed to be. So now let's look at the slope here. You can see the slope that it has some ties. You can see some zeros inside. So let's look at here. Maybe probably you see it better. So regarding the slope, you can see some zeros inside. And now if you want to sort something like data that's that have ties, you can see that the rows will remain in their original order. So let me show you how it is done. So let's assume that we want to sort the slope. So the same function, we call the worms square brackets, then we call the order, and then we say slope. Call for the slope, and then we bring the sign and then we run it. So after doing that, now look at it over here. You can see that the slope has almost about five ties, and you can see that it has been arranged. It starts from 5, 8, 9, 15, and then 16. So it was arranged in the original order. So that is how it is done. Now we want to reverse. Now, if you want to, now this one was done in something like ascending or from the smallest to the biggest. Now, if we want to reverse the order, we use a function called the reverse function, and then we put them into the order function. So that is how it is done. Now, let me do one. For example, if we want to reverse the vegetation, I think that is the one we did first. So we want to return the vegetation. What we have to do is to put the reverse function into the vegetation, into the order function. And let me show you how it is done. So for example, if we want to reverse the vegetation function, what we have to do is to call for the worm data. Then we bring the square brackets. After we bring the square bracket, then we reverse the function. And then we put it in the order function. And then we call the vegetation. So we call the vegetation. Then after that, then we bring the comma here, and you run it. So here it has reversed the vegetation. Let's look at the vegetation. So the vegetation is not starting from the scrap, and then it's here. So now you can see that that one also started from the 20th, and it came to 17th, then it came to 5. Then so that is how it is done. So another way, let's do another one. Another one is by reversing the area. So let's look at this area here, right? You're assuming that this is the order. This is the area, right? And we want to reverse the order. So what we have to do is, okay, so say we want to reverse the area. Sorry, reversing the area. So that one too, the same thing. So we call the reverse function. Sorry, we call the worms. Then we put in the square bracket. Then we call the reverse function. Then we put them in the order. Then we call it's the area. Then after that, you bring your comma here, and then you run it. So you can see that the area here has been changed. Look at the area. So the area is started from the biggest to the smallest. That it goes down just like that. Now let's look at the slope where we had ties. So the ones that, if you want to reverse the slope, there is something like a trick over here. Look at it very, very well. If you want to order the slope where there are ties, the original rules will also be in a reversing order. Let me show you how it is done. This one too, it's also the same thing. So we call for the worms data, then we put the square brackets, then we reverse which one? The order of what? Sorry, the order, which order? Oh, sorry. The order of what? So the slope. Well, we call for the slope. Now, let me run it and then see. You bring the comma and then we run it. So when you run it, you can see that. Let's look at this. Look at it. Look at the slope. So when you look at the slope, look at the ties. We have ties. Look at the ties 0, 0, 0, 0 here, and look at the order. It started from the bottom to the up. So that is how it is done. Now, excuse me. Another thing we can also check is by sorting 2 or more variables. So for this one, we were doing only 1 variable at a time. So let me, so we are going to sort 2 variables at a time. So if you want to solve 2 variables at a time, R is going to sort it on the basis on the left-hand variable with ties being broken by the second variable. What do we mean by that? It tells you that, okay, let me write a topic over here. So it tells you that, for example, if we have a data over here and we sort two variables, right? we solve two variables. Now R is going to sort the first one, and then the second one, it look as the second one and see the one that has the smallest one, and then that one will break the first one. I don't know whether you get it. It is going to arrange this one by let's say alphabetical order. Then this second one will come and break this third one. So for example, if we have Arable as the first one, we have maybe Arcos as the first one, right? And then it has we have another Arcos that is having an area of 0 points. This is 2.1. We have another Arcos that is having an area of 0.0. The second one will come and break this one. That is what I mean. Let's see how it is done. So let me just show you how it is done over here. Now, for example, if we want to order let's look at it here. Okay, so let's say we want to order field name, and then soil. Let's look at how it is done. This one is also another simple thing. So we call for the worms data. Then let me give more space so that you can see it very clearly. So we call for the worms data. Then we bring the square brackets. Then we order. We put them in order. So we order. What are we going to order? So the field name. Then what again? Soil pH. So we are doing soil, this one. So after that, then you bring your comma over here. If you don't bring it, it's going to give you an error. So we do that, and then let's run it and see. When you run it now, it has arranged the field name here, and then it has also arranged the soil name, the soil pH. So that is how it is done. So for example, if we had another Arcos over here with 4.7, then this Arcos over here will overtake this one and become the first one. That is what I mean. Let's say we have three variables. We have vegetation, and we have field name, vegetation, and worm density. So vegetation, let's say we have vegetation, let's say we have vegetation, soil pH, and then field name, and we want to sort them. So that's 1, 2 is also simple. We just call the worm function, and we call the square brackets. Sorry, put in the square brackets, then we order. So we are going to, because there are three variables, we call the field name, then we call for vegetation, then we also call for the worm density. Then after that, then we put our line over here. Then it is going to order it. Very, very, very nice. So you can order as many as, so you look at the field name, the vegetation, and then the worm density. So this one too is also the same thing. It's been broken by the like it's just overriding it. So this one would take the one with alphabetical will come first, then it will come, then it will be broken by this. So for example, if we had another Arcos in here, Arable, and then let's say 3 over here, this one will override it and then come here. That is what I'm talking about. Now, there is also another way by which, maybe for example, we have a lot of data over here. We have, okay, let's say we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we want to just arrange only 3 of them and then concatenate and then select only 4 variables. So for example, we need only 4 variables from this. So we can say, okay, maybe we need the first variable, which is the name. We need the 4th variable, which is the vegetation. And then we need the 7th variable, which is I think the worm density. and then maybe the feed variable, which is well, let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 soil pH. Then we ignore the dam, and then the slope, something like that. So let's see how we can also do that. So we want to. So in other words, we just want to arrange them in a sequence. We want them to appear, and then sometimes concatenate it, because we need to just select only some few variables. So the numbers that I told you, let me just run a code that can do that. We run the worm density, sorry, the worm, then we order it, we put them in order. So we are going to order the field name, like I told you. We also order the vegetation. So vegetation, and then we also, order the soil pH. Now, after we have done that, we just need only some 4 variables. The first one, the 4th, the 7th, and then the 5th one. That's all. So we use the concatenation function, that is the C, and then we call it the first one, the 4th one, the 7th one, and then the 5th one. So after we have done that, now we can run it. So after you look at it, now it has concatenated everything. We just need only these variables: the first, the 4th, the 7th, and then the 5th. And then that one, out of that, we have been able to put the first one, the second, and then the vegetation, the field name, vegetation, and soil pH in order, like in how do we call it, in ascending order, so something like that. We have been able to order them. So that is basically how it is done. Another thing you can also do is to also select the columns based on their variable names, and that is also very simple. The only thing you have to do is to put them in a bracket, in a quotation mark. So for example, if we want to order for let's say what we did, so this is very, very simple. So what we have to do is to just call for the worms data. Then after that, now we order it, we put them in order. Then after that, say the field name, the vegetation. You see, everything is showing up here just because of the attach function. If I had not bring the attach function, that would be a problem. So we call it the soil pH. Then after that, you bring the comma and then concatenate it according to their names. So their names, that one, our programming is case sensitive. So you have to be very, very careful when you are doing that, else when you miss the case, it is going to give you a big problem. So let's say worm density, you put them in so let's say worm dot density, and then what again, that what did I say? We can also say soil pH. So let's say we need soil pH. Sorry, I have to put it in the brackets here before it gives me an error. And then the soil pH to have to also put this in soil dot p, because it is case sensitive. I have to be very, very careful. The p is smaller and h is this, and then after that I have to put it in a quotation mark. And then let me see if, okay, they are all in the quotation mark. Now let me run it and see. Nice. So we see that we only selected only some few, the variable name, the worm density, and then the soil pH. So this is how we can sort variables in this is how we can sort data frames in our programming. Thank you very much, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel.